Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Supreme Racing League PS4 division here at Suzuka. We're here now for round 16 of the championship here at Suzuka in Japan. I will say though, before we get underway, Shimasi, the winner of last time out in Malaysia and current championship leader as well by 18 points, cannot attend tonight. We don't know why, but sadly he's not here to extend his lead. But however, Pit Matt, who came second last time out in Malaysia, is here in attendance here, and he'll be hoping to get that Toro Rosso well up in front of the order. It's surprisingly sunny and dry here at Suzuka. We're very grateful for that, because last thing we want is a wet track here at Suzuka, because whenever it happens, it becomes absolute chaos around this circuit. But qualifying now underway here at Suzuka. We've got drivers heading out onto the track. We'll pick one to go out. We'll pick one to go out. We'll go with Ash Richard, who was the championship leader going into Malaysia, but only managed to finish 10th last time out, and he's currently 23 points to the championship. But with Shimasi not in attendance, he'll be hoping to get that right today. I am on my own in the commentary box today, and nor Andy nor Alex could not make it tonight, which is a real shame, but never mind. I'm your commentator, Ash Dawson, I should have said earlier. Most of the cars now are out here on the track. Most of them taking the super softs. In fact, just take a look now and see what's going out. Yep, everyone is on the super soft tyre, the red super softs, apart from Ferrari driver Jacob Stowe. He's going for the alternate strategy, it seems, assuming the race is going to be dry, and he finishes in the top 10 in qualifying. He's on the yellow soft tyres. Now we'll pick someone to go on an onboard lap with. Who will we pick? We'll go with Red Matt. We'll go with Red Matt in the Haas, as he just exits the final corner now and onto the start finish straight. Here we go. Sector 1, you got to make sure you get a good entry into this corner. Don't brake too hard, but don't steer too little. And he hits that beautifully right on the apex, very, very tidy. And here we go into the S's, or the SEG, some people call it. If you miss one apex here, that's it, you've missed all of them. But Red Matt rounding them very nicely here, doesn't seem to go too wide. Now up here up the Dunlop curve, he keeps that well nicely in line. He has got a runner in front of him, but it shouldn't be too much of a distraction at the moment. So 32.6 seconds at all. And here he goes under the bridge and now up the hill. This was Kimi Kobayashi's favourite overtake spot in 2012 when he got that podium here. And Red Matt rounds absolutely brilliantly in the Haas Ferrari and gets the power nice and early on, as we head now round the long right hand, the 200R we call it, very fast right hander. You get a good slipstream here in the race if you're careful, and now it's the curve, which that runner just getting out of the way must have really messed up his lap in front of the Haas. But Red Matt didn't get too compromised in that. Now onto the straight here, which has got the grip up inside, I don't know why. And here we go, round the 130R. Is he flat? Yes, he is, just about. Very quick through there, and now coming up to the final chicane, he brakes just under 50 metres before the corner. Excellent. He did catch a bollard, but he's still on the track, and now rounding the final corner, coming to cross the line, and his time now is a 1 minute 29.2, and that's the first lap of the session so far. And just crossing the line now, Enrico Flam and XXOTG. They weren't any quicker than Red Matt, and neither was Lamaro 83, with 1:31.3 for the Sauber. Quite surprising there. He's going to want to make improvements to that. And Ash Richardson, he seemed to slow on that last lap, and now he's going to go for a faster one, a 1:35 for him. But now Pit Matt, he now takes the top with a 1:28.6. So he's wanted to take advantage of Shimasi's unattendance to this race. And he could do so by being on pole position from start. I know we don't get points in qualifying, but it certainly could help him if he can put on a good performance and stay in front if he manages to keep there on pole position. We'll go around with him again because he doesn't appear to be slowing. Looks like he wants to improve on this lap. So here we go, kicking up dust there in the Toro Rosso, but not bad at all. Back end sliding out just before he goes into the bridge, but he keeps it keeps it nicely in traction, up the hill now towards the hairpin, locks up the left front slightly, he rounds the corner beautifully, gets on the power nice and early, just like Red Matt did earlier as we saw, around 200, got McLaren in front of him, but it shouldn't be too much of a distraction. Here he goes, good speed through there, good tidiness, kept it very clean, into Spoon, hits the first apex nicely, takes a bit of the outside clip, gets a little bit compromised, oh he's gone quite wide on the exit of Spoon, and that's the end of that lap for the Toro Rosso. Back in the pits goes Enrico Flam in the Haas. And Ash Richardson now, here we go, the final corner, onto the start-finish straight. What's he going to do here? He's now done a 129.1, and that puts him to 4th in standings in the Renault. And Deagle Killer, I believe that's how you pronounce it, a 128.4. Fantastic lap there from the Renault, and that is just what he needs. He's not had the best of the season so far. He's currently only got 10 points, and he's only finished, well, he's only started one race this season, and that was Italy, where he finished 5th in that race. So he's going to want to put on a good performance here in Japan, and so far it appears he is doing so. Fantastic lap there from Deagle Killer, and he's quicker by over 10th from pit map. Some cars heading back into the pits now, and we just saw Ash Richardson there getting in the way of Deagle Killer. As Deagle Killer, look, it appears he's going for another lap. He's still on the super softs, just like everyone else. And as we see there on the side of the car, world's fastest gamer. I'm sure he'll be wanting to be the Supreme Racing League fastest gamer in this league. Here in Japan, on McLaren Honda home ground, what a place it would be to do it, and what a place it would be to get his first win of this season. It's been a great season so far. We've had, how many winners? We've had, we've had 5 different winners so far. Is Deagle Killer going to be a 6th different winner? Well, if he keeps up this pace and then hold off pit Matt in the race, assuming they both qualify on the front row, he's going to do a fantastic job for McLaren Honda as he's going into the pits. He's going into the pits. We're going to talk to his engineer there, maybe just get a bit of advice on how to keep the car nice and tidy going off the start line, because he's not the most experienced driver here, and as all drivers are now in the pits apart from OTG, who's just going slowly into the pits. No problems there at all, although he is very low on fuel, so he's just coasting his way around there, and then we can all just relax a bit while the drivers are in the pits there. It's been quite an interesting session so far. We've had 12 out of the 15 drivers doing tonight do a lap. The only ones that have not done a lap so far are JG213567, Skivan in the Ferrari. He's not done a lap yet, and neither has Jacob Stowe in the other Ferrari. Although we've got Jacob Stowe now leaving the pits to go out onto the track, along with Pip, Matt and Julian, and the one behind him there. There was someone else around him in the pit lane, we'll see who that is. It was Looney 8 in the Mercedes, and now we've got a Renault going out on track there. We'll just see who that is. It was Cherry 2 Pie. Cherry 2 Pie also now leaving the garage. We're getting quite a lot of the drivers out now. Just had a little bit of a catch of breath there in the garage. We head in now, just as we're almost in the final 3 minutes of qualifying. We are coming towards the end of this season. Not many rounds to go. We've only got, after this, we've only got 4 rounds left, so it's getting crucial now, especially at the top, but also in the midfield. Drivers at this track, where it's rather difficult to overtake, in fact, you must say. Qualifying is crucial. Lamaro's now on the track. Matt Meerkat's now on the track as well. Skivan's now on the track. Both Ferraris are out there. Neither has set a lap yet, but they're going to now. Red Matt's back out as well. And who's going to be the first to start a lap? Got Pit Matt here about to start one. There he goes, DRS wide open on the straight. He got a good exit there at the last corner. He's now going to go into the first corner. He's got clear track ahead of him, so he shouldn't be too compromised of anything. Hits the apex of the first corner beautifully, rounds the second one. Slightly wider the apex, but not bad. 2 wheels on the curb again, not bad. Hits the first apex of the snake. Here we go then. 2 wheels on the grass, but not too much of a glory. Still the car, rounds it very, very nicely. along this long right-hander there, which seems to go on forever. It's like a roundabout with no exits. And here we go, up the Dunlop curve, a long left-hander. You've got to be very careful next. If you go too fast, you'll go wide. And here we go, around the one right-hander, and then the other. There's a 99 Toro Rosso under the bridge of where the track likes to cross over, up the hill, the right-hander, and then towards the hairpin left turn. It's quite a large hairpin. It's not one of the small ones. Like see, oh, as he nearly spins it. So it's one of the much easier hairpins that you have on a Formula 1 race circuit. It's not the most difficult. We have got other drivers now going to set a lap. We've got Julian 2395 here just on the start-finish straight, just as Limaro retires from the session, and he done, it appears, just gone off the track. He is off the track, but there doesn't appear to be any damage to his car, so unless that's a technical issue there, which we're not aware of. I'm not sure, he's stopped there just before the S's after turn 2. Never mind. If we go back to Julian 2392 in the Red Bull, he's currently third at the moment with a 128.8. Here we go. It's coming towards the bridge. Bridge is a good section of track, I must say. Really enjoyable one. It's called the Degner, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Going up now to the hairpin. He takes a wider entry into that actually, and he tends to drift a bit on the exit, but never mind, as Red Matt now retires from the session. Yellow flag's out, although we can't... Oh, he's crashed. His right tyre is off. Well, it's still attached to the car, but not securely. It's hanging. Must have binned it coming out from under the bridge. We didn't see that because we were watching Julian, so whether Matt can show us something later, I don't know. Deagle Killer has just set a fastest lap again, a 1:27.7. That's almost a second quicker than everyone else in the field. I've got a good time to do it just as the yellow flag comes out at the start of the middle sector. Fantastic there from Deagle Killer in the McLaren Honda. Honda fans go wild, as you can see in the crowds, for the McLaren driver, and they'll be best pleased with that. As Cherry Hires also gone off at the Dunlop curve. He's binned it. And drivers now, with no time for improvement, are all heading for the pits, as qualifying now appears to be over. Julian has not improved his time. Matt is currently on the lap now. He's coming up to the 130R flat through there, so if he does well here, he could take this away from Deagle Killer into their final chicane, locking both front tyres. We don't get into compromise. Here we go on the exit of the chicane, round the final right hand, which is a very fast corner indeed, and we really like to drive around that. Here we go, it's coming across the line. Has he improved? No, he has not. And Ash Richardson can only go 5th with a 128.6. So, a fantastic lap there from Deagle Killer in a McLaren. Is over 7/10 quicker than everyone else. It's going to be a fantastic race tomorrow here at Suzuka, and starting from pole position, yes, I say it one more time because it's fantastic. It's Deagle Killer in the McLaren Honda. He's on the front row for the Japanese Grand Prix, and he's actually crossed the line again there and improved his time. I thought he was going to go into pits, but he hasn't. He didn't improve it by much, but there's always room for improvement, however you're doing in Formula 1. And Deagle Killer now, he'll be feeling very, very confident of this. There he is at the top, pole position, and then alongside him in the Red Bull, fellow Dutchman Julian. Behind them, it's two Brits of Matt Meerkat in the Force India and the Toro Rosso. Behind him, we've got the former championship leader Ash Richardson F1 in the Renault, and also alongside his teammate is Cherry Tupai in the other Renault. Behind them, we've got Red Matt in the Haas, Looney in the Mercedes, Jacob Stone in the Ferrari, and Tin rounds off the top 10 in the Williams with 129.6. Here we go, guys. We're just all lining up on the grid now, ready to start the Japanese Grand Prix in Supreme Racing League PS4. Long to go now till the lights go out. There's Charlie White in there in his box, getting everything set up. Safety car driver is ready to go if need be. The Mercedes C63 AMG medical car is sat at the back, also ready to go if any need, because we know what happens here at the start in Japan. There's often a first lap collision. Hopefully there won't be here in Supreme Racing League, but it's no doubt going to be absolute wheel-to-wheel banging and banging about here going into turn 1. As we go, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, here we go, and Lights out and away we go. Just about the car took it too late to get going, but Deagle Killer makes a great start from pole position, and Julian in the Red Bull is tucked in behind him. Ash Richard has got to move on pit mat to make it up to 4th place. Matt Meerkat stays in 3rd, and we've got battles further back, and Enrico Cam gets past XXOTG, and then Enrico Flam gets past Jacob Stowe as well. There's lots of position changes in the back, but at the top, at the front, it's Killer in the McLaren, followed by Julian 2395 in the Red Bull, then Matt Meerkat in the Force India, Ash Richardson in the Red Bull. Pit Matt gets in between the two Renaults in his Toro Rosso, he's up to 5th. Cherry 2-Pie in the Renault, then it's Red Matt in the Haas. Behind him it's Tin VDV in the Williams, Jacob Stowe in the Ferrari, and behind him it's Enrico Flam as he battles now with the Toro Rosso of TG. And behind there, as we've got Lemaro 8-3 in a spin just before going to the bridge, it appeared he was hit there by the Red Bull of JG2. And Skivan, he's going to want to put up a better performance. He's down in 13th at the moment, and he is really, yes, he's vying for the championship, although it didn't look very likely going into this round. And from where he is now, back in 13th place, he's going to have to do a hell of a lot of work from there. But Schmitty out of the way, he could hopefully make up a few places in this 27-lap race. And here we go, as we've got Team BDV and Looney 8 battling now on the straight. Here we go, coming towards 130R, it's Team BDV. I think he's got him both to the Mercedes, and then the Ferrari of Jacob Waits behind the Mercedes. Pass racing here, keeping it clean. Meanwhile, further up, we've got Red Matt behind Cherry 2-Pie and Pit Matt. There was a bit of tight work going on there into the final chicane, but then they all go onto the straight now. And the Deagle Killer, yeah, he's crossed the line. He's still in front of Julian, Matt Meerkat, Ash Richardson, Pit Matt, Cherry 2-Pie, and Red Matt's Haas. Behind them, Tim BDV has appeared to get away from Jacob Stowe, while Jacob Stowe has pulled further away, and Pit Matt, but not Pit Matt, Looney and the Mercedes has pitted. Oh, I always meant to say pit, the pit. Mate, Skivan is now up to 10th, ahead of Enrico Flam in the Haas. Fantastic driving here from all 15 drivers, except from JG2, who appeared to, well, make contact with Lemaro 8-3. However, Lemaro is not giving up, and he is catching up with the Red Bull in that Sauber. Meanwhile, further up the field, we've got a group of 3 here. We've got Pip Matt, Cherry 2-Pie, and Red Matt. We've got a yellow flag, and JG has gone off the track. He has gone off at the first Degner corner, or Degner, yeah, first Degner. His left front tyre is damaged, so it appears he slid into the wall under pressure. So there is a yellow flag there just towards the end of Sector 1, while Looney 8 gets the place. He has pitted, and he has pitted on the yellow soft tyres. The only cars right now on the yellow soft tyres are Skivan in the Ferrari, XXOTG in the Toro Rosso, and then Looney 8 in a Mercedes. At the front though, there's still nothing in it. Deagle Killer, yes, he is leading, but behind him, Julian is not exactly comfortable from Matt Meerkat and Ash Richardson. Yes, they're not tightly bunched, but they're pulling a bit of a gap. Matt in the Toro Rosso, although Pit Matt is not going to be afraid to put his foot down and try and get close to them, as Deagle Killer now is just over a second ahead of Julian 2392. As now on lap 3 we have DRS, whilst in the SSS Givan has dropped down to P12. He's dropped down to P12. Enrico Flam and XXOTG have got ahead of him. We didn't see how, at least I didn't see on my screen. I don't know if you did back at home. Here now, yes, the leaders are not getting too close, as Enrico Flam has got given a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But that's going to really, well, not going to make his race any easier for him. There's not very many position changes either, as we bring up the graphic on our screen. The top 3, Deagle Killer, please someone tell me if I'm saying that wrong, because I don't know if I am or not. Julian 2395 in the Red Bull, and Matt Meerkat in the Force India. They're comfortably sitting 1, 2 and 3. Behind them, Ash Richardson, yep, as I said, he's ahead of Pit Matt in his Renault. He'll be determined to get his championship lead back, although as it stands at the moment, it will still be Shimasi leading the championship at the moment. Ash Richardson now joins the top 3 at the front, as the clouds, if you look up, the clouds are gathering over slightly. It's not quite as blue sky as it was in qualifying yesterday or at the start of this race. It is dry at the moment, and there's no real threat of rain, but with the clouds gathering over here, rain can just suddenly fall at the most unexpected of times, just like in Malaysia last time out. Yep, from the top, it's Deagle Killer, Julian, Matt Meerkat, Ash Richardson, and Pitmat. Behind them, Gary Tupai is closing up on Pitmat, just as Pitmat is also joining in on the top 4. It's coming very, very close here at the front, as the gap between the top 7, we'll put the top 7, including Red Matt, is only around 7 seconds. So it's still anyone's game as we head, in towards the first round of stops, and we'll give that about 5 laps, let's say. I mean, we're not into that now, and anything could happen between now and then. But at the moment, it all seems calm on track. There's no very close battles going on. All battles to front. Ash Richardson is still not giving up on getting towards the front. Deagle Killer is pulling slight gap slightly in that McLaren Honda, as he's now 2 seconds in front of the Red Bull, and every time he's crossing that pit straight, he's getting a big cheer, yay, from the crowds here at Snooker. The Japanese fans are very passionate about Formula 1, but they're even more passionate about the Honda engines, which we'll no longer be seeing after this game, F1 2017, because in 2018 McLaren will be surprised by Renault. So McLaren would love to put on a good show for the Japanese fans who've really supported Honda here at their home track, and Deagle Killer now is putting on a fantastic show for that, as he's the only McLaren running tonight, because as I said earlier, Shimasi couldn't make it, and Zach Brown from the garage, and I'm sure Ron Dennis as well at the McLaren Technology Centre back in Woking, England, he's going to be very, very proud, but also very nervous at the performance that Deagle Killer's put on so far. Further back, we've got Jacob Stowe, just exiting the hairpin now on the back of Tin VDV in the Williams. Them two are very close, could watch out for those while Skivan is not giving up either. Further back, he is behind XXOTG. The Ferraris are locked in battles at the moment. Skivan, if he wants to win the championship, he's got to pull up something out of the bag and take advantage, as I said earlier, on Shimasi's unattendance. Although at the moment, he's not doing that. Yes, he's up 4 places from where he started, but he's not doing himself any good. He's stuck behind the Toro Rosso of XXOTG. And he's really going to have to clear as soon as possible as he dives down the inside the chicane. And they do make slight contact, but neither of them spin. They're both on the yellow soft tyre. Here we go. On to the start, finish straight. DRS wide open now for the Ferrari. Oski Van. Is he getting closer? He's getting closer and closer and closer. Is he going to make a move to turn 1? He is not. He can't go around the outside. The XXOTG defends it, and neither can he go to the inside. The Toro Rosso parks its way in the middle of the track, just like a clumsy driver on a roundabout on the road. But he's doing well here at Toro Rosso in defending from that Ferrari. He's going to show, I may not be at the top of the championship, but I can certainly battle you guys at the top. Get lost, I can be faster. You watch, and you can learn from us that you don't have to see on the track very often. And the other Ferrari of Jacob Stowe is keeping Tin VDV in his sights, as he's up there, almost runs into the back of him. Excuse me. Very, very close now is that Ferrari to the Williams. Ferrari versus Williams, we'll all be familiar with that. I'd say the most recent combats they've had was the 2012 Spanish Grand Prix between Fernando Alonso and Pastor Maldonado. But that was for the win. This here, at the moment, it's the Super P8. And meanwhile, Pitmat is not giving up on catching Ash Richardson. However, Ash Richardson is just pulling away from him slightly, while the gap at the front now between Deagle Killer's McLaren and Julian's Red Bull is just under 3 seconds. While Matt Meerkat now is less than a second from Julian in front, and Ash Richardson's less than a second from Matt Meerkat, but they're just not close enough to let the slipstream take effect whilst with the DRS. And as Matt Meerkat locks up there slightly into turn 1 or turn 2, we should say, is it 2 corners or just one long one? Never mind. Matt Meerkat now, he's not giving up on finishing second or even a win here. We know what Matt Meerkat's capable of. He is a fantastic driver, although he's only won 1 race this season, and that was the Italian Grand Prix, where it was absolute chaos with wet weather, with drivers sliding everywhere. And Ash Richardson right now is on the back of the Force India. He'll be hoping on this lap to take big advantage of the Force India as he gets stuck behind the Red Bull of Julian, whilst Givan further back has got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. It appears it was for mainly track limits. As he's dropped, he has got past XXOTG, although the penalty came up just slightly after he passed him. I've only just noticed he passed him, but he's already got a 2-second gap to him. And now he's 4 seconds behind, yes, his teammate Jacob Stowe. If he catches up to Jacob Stowe, is Jacob going to help his teammate and let him go? That's of course if the Ferrari Skivan catches him. Yes, Jacob is stuck behind the Williams of Team VDB. He's on the red super softs. Skivan is going for a longer run in the first stint on the yellow soft tyre. But meanwhile, on the straight, we've got Matt Meerkat much closer as I looked out the commentary box window, them going past. And Matt Meerkat again, he locks up going into turn 1. He's really got to make sure he doesn't wear out his tyres too much. He's going to want to stretch them out as far as possible and get an undercut or overcut on Julian as we head into the first round of pit stops, which shouldn't be too far away. Right now, I think what's important is he just keeps it on the track and sticks to the back of the Red Bull, because Ash Richardson is ready to take advantage of any mistakes from the 2 cars in front as Matt Meerkat gets his exit compromise from the Degners, I keep forgetting to pronounce it. As Matt Meerkat goes wide at the hairpin, Ash Richardson, he couldn't get the cutback there, it was not on. Matt Meerkat does defend a position on the exit of the corner, but it's not going to do him any favours. He got his exit compromise and his tyres will be even more worn than he wants them to be. Ash Richardson doing an absolutely fine job in the Renault behind. He's up to 12 points this race. Yes, it won't give him the lead of the championship, although going into this race, he is 23 points off it, so it really helped just to close the gap a little bit before we head next week into the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas, United States. That will be a fantastic race if the result here makes it even closer to the championship, as here we go now in the last chicane onto the finals, onto the pit straight around the long final right hand. The DRS is open for Matt Meerkat and it's open for Ash Richardson in the Renault, although Ash Richardson got his exit a little compromised, but Matt Meerkat further in front. Is he going to go for the move? He's not. He had to brake earlier there to avoid hitting into the Red Bull of Julian 2395. It was very, very close there as the McLaren in front is just pulling away. He's not letting anything go from him. And as we look around the track now, there's not too many more battles. We've got Jacob Stowe still on the back of Team BDV, but that's not the most important battle right now. What is the most important is Ash Richardson, Matt Meerkat and Julian 2395. Pit Matt in the Toro Rosso is not giving up. He is not giving up on catching up these 3 in front of him. As this yellow flag still towards those right-handers because of JG2 going off earlier. And here we go then, around the long right-hander, 200R. Ash Richardson in the Renault. He's not far off Matt Meerkat again, but he still isn't being able to find a way past. But as I said at the start of this broadcast, it is a very difficult track to overtake on. There's very limited overtaking opportunities around here. And as we've been seeing so far, you've got to really work hard. And Matt Meerkat now still can't make a move into the chicane, it seems. Julian just seems to have the better exit from the spoon curves. And now, as they all lock up, nearly all 3 of them, Ash Richardson just got the least severe of lockups, but Matt Meerkat now, he's right on the back of Julian 2395. Is he going to get past? He's very close. Julian defends the inside. Matt moves to the left. He's going to go around the outside of Force India. Julian is pushing him to the outside. Is he going to go around the outside? Yes, he is. Fantastic move from the Force India, but he's got his extra compromise and they touch again. Julian, they're going side by side into the stake, and Julian manages to get past once again in the Red Bull. He's not giving up. He will not let this go lying down, and Ash Richardson is right behind him, almost runs into the back there of Matt Meerkat as they had to brake slightly for that final right-hander of the S's. Up the top curve now, Matt Meerkat and Julian just went a little bit to the left. And Ash Richardson now still right on the back of the ball. He's not giving up as they all lock up going to the right hand before going under the bridge. As you can hear the cars echoing under the bridge. Fantastic noise there. But no, concentrating on that now. It's getting very close. It's side by side. Not quite. Matt Meerkat, he cannot go around the outside of Julian 2395. Well, Ash Richardson behind. He's not giving up. This is a fantastic battle here between the Renault, the Force India and the Red Bull. As here we go now on the exit of the 200R into the spoon curves. Julian is run wide. He's run wide in the Red Bull. Matt Meerkat sticks it to the inside as Ash Richardson gets his exit slightly compromised as he took too much of the inside curve and then he's spun it around. He's lost a little bit of time to Matt Meerkat in front, but going into the chicane, if Julian can hold Matt Meerkat back, Ash Richardson will be back in prime position with the DRS. Here we go around the 130R, keeping it flat, keeping it tidy, into the chicane now. Tyre smoke going everywhere, and Ash Richardson took a wide entry as Julian and the Red Bull heads into the pits, and now can that give Matt Meerkat clear track? He has got DRS from the Red Bull, so therefore it makes it even harder for Ash Richardson to pass in the Red Bull. He's there on the DRS just as Charity Pug gets a 5-second stop go, penalty spinning in the pit lane, dear in the Renault. But the other Renault meanwhile is on the track, battling with the Pink Force India. It's pink versus yellow. It's SpongeBob SquarePants against the Pink Panther here in Japan. And it's a fantastic battle. It's more entertaining than the TV shows related to those characters. But anyway, as Deagle Killer has not yet pitted, he's now 7 seconds ahead of Matt Meerkat and Ash Richardson. So he's looking good now as we head into this round of stops. Skivan, meanwhile, is right behind his teammates in these S's. Is Jacob Stowe going to let him go? We'll have to see. Skivan, he's got to make sure there is no contact with his teammate if he has to make the move on track himself as Jacob Stowe goes wide. Skivan, is he going to go past under the bridge? It's very close. It's yellow soft timers, red super soft, and Skivan, he's got the move made into the hairpin. He keeps the car on the inside of the corner to defend it, and from Jacob Stowe he says, off you go, see you later. Now I'm going to catch those front runners and I'm going to win this championship, boy. Here we go. And Ash Richardson now still right on the back of Matt Meerkat onto the straight heading into the 130R. Is he going to have to move? No, he's got to come off the throttle. Only ever so slightly, but it's getting very close as Matt Meerkat goes to the outside. And Ash Richardson now is on the left going into chicane. Oh, they just slightly touch. They touch again. Is either one going to go into the pits? It doesn't appear so. Yes, they both go into the pits. This is going to be interesting as Deagle Killer in the McLaren is also in the pits. But Matt Meerkat, oh no. He's got a 5-second stop go time. He's got a 5-second time penalty speeding in the pit lane. Deagle Killer has made his stop, and there was no mechanics run over. It was a fantastic pit stop there by the McLaren Honda crew. Give yourselves pats to the back. Well done. As Skivan is now into the lead of this race after starting from the back of the grid, although he's yet to pit, and Deagle Killer is now the net leader as he was the leader before. XXOTG hasn't pitted yet either. Matt Meerkat and Ash Richardson have come out behind Julian in the Red Bull. Sorry, I should have concentrated on that before, but yes, Julian has managed to stay in front of Matt Meerkat and Ash Richardson. This could be a race-long battle, and oh boy if it is, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. As Deagle Killer in the McLaren, pressure's off him really. Julian is much further back, and XXOTG between them. Yes, he's yet to pit, but he's got a 6-second gap to the McLaren in front. And Deagle Killer only 2.2 seconds off the Ferrari, although he'll be getting fed information from the McLaren pit wall that the Ferrari in front is yet to pit, and they'll be making the McLaren driver relax and say, you are the leader of this race. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're loving it, boy. Right now, and oh, Matt Meerkat is on the back of Julian again, very close. Julian's on the medium tyres, coming out of 200. Oh, they almost touch, going to speed curves. Julian's going a wider line. He's behind XXOTG, and if XXX, he's still very close in front of them. They're going to have DRS on him. Ash Richardson's dropped back a little bit, but Matt Meerkat is going to have to go to the outside. He's going to get him around the outside of 130R. It's in the Force India. Oh, they touch again, but this time there is no spinning off the track. They kept it on the black stuff as they all lock up going to chicane again. Julian 2395 behind XSOTG. Is the Toro Rosso going to pit? No, it's not. The Red Bull behind will have DRS in the slipstream as Matt Meerkat does in the Force India. It's the Pink Panther versus the Red Bull here, and then the Junior Red Bull at the front. It's the red calf really in realistic terms. Here we go, but there is no move made into turn 1 as Ash Richardson now, because of all that crap going on around the 130R, he's got close to them again, and we're going to have this three-way battle once again as Deagle Killer further ahead. He's closing in on that Ferrari, but he's going to have to be careful not to get his race compromised. And Matt Meerkat and Julian, oh my god, they're right on the back of the XXOTG. They're losing a lot of time here. This is absolutely crucial. This Givan can pull out a big gap to these. If these two go off, oh, they touch Matt Meerkat. He's lost his left wing. He's lost his left end plate on his front wing. Matt Meerkat, Julian 2395. Ash Richards drop back a bit. Is Julian going to make the move on OTG? He's not. They touch, got his chicane, and Ash Richardson has hit Pit Matt. Sorry, not Pit Matt, Matt Meerkat, and he's spun. Pit Matt takes Ash round the outsides to make the contact. Cherry 2 Pie, the other Renault's right behind his teammate. This is going absolutely wild in Suzuka. I cannot even keep my breath up. And further ahead, XXOTG has lost the third place to Julian. Julian can now set off after McLaren. He's 10 seconds behind, but further back, it's going to say that Ash Richardson has slowed down on the straight. What's going on with that Renault? Oh my god, and Red Matt is passed in the Haas. Matt Meerkat is coming up towards that Renault now, and as he goes past here, around 130R, he can see it in front, and he's going to be like, thank you very much, you idiot. Oh, it's going to touch Eagle Killers, and Skivan has slightly collided. Skivan lost his lead there to Eagle Killer. They just touched, but Eagle just managed to keep it pointing the right way, and he's now leading the race once again in the McLaren Honda as the fans go, hey! As they weren't sure if it was going to be good or bad result of that move, but McLaren's now back in the lead as Julian now, he's managed to get a second on them because of that, but Pit Matt and the Toro Rosso right behind them. It's going absolutely wild here in Japan as both drivers now made a pit stop, and Cherry 2 Pie around the outside of the lock. No, he's gone off on the gravel and the grass. He's almost off, he was off the track, but he almost spun it, didn't quite do so, and that allows Red Matt and a Haas Ferrari behind to catch him up, and it's going to go Haas versus Renault as all cars now except Skivan and XXOTG's Toro Rosso, they are the only ones to not yet pit. Oh, this is absolutely fantastic racing here. You just don't know where to look. All the fans here, there's noise coming from one side of the track and then another. This is insane, and you just can't even keep your breath. As further now, it's still Jacob Stowe. He's wanting to catch the Williams, the team leading me again. He's further back than he was before. But now, as we go in towards 130R, Cherry 2 Pie, XXOTG, he's getting stuck behind the Toro Rosso that hasn't yet pitted. Although he's aware of this information, and he's just keeping it back. Although he nearly touches him into the chicane, but he just doesn't quite, and it was much better. The Toro Rosso's on old softs, the Renault is on new softs, and well, there's the Toro Rosso's lagging a bit slightly on screen there. Oh, and they nearly touched, but they're going to go alongside each other. Tell what are they not? No, it's not. Although the Toro Rosso slightly gone wide, but he switches back to the inside track, nearly takes Cherry to Pie. Cherry, he's lost grip on the exit of turn 1, and he nearly spins into almost behind Red Matt. They both touched. Cherry 2 Pie and Renault's facing the wrong way as his teammate comes towards him. Thank God he ghosted, because that would have been bang head-on crashes from the meatball, would have been fuming from the Renault pit wall. Oh my God, Red Matt and Cherry 2 Pie, that is insane. You cannot go alongside each other in the S's. This is absolutely titanic stuff, and we've still got 13 laps to go in this race. We really don't know what more to expect. It's Pit Matt now and Toro Rosso. He's done a fantastic race so far. He's managed to stay in 4th position. Julian, however, is still 3rd in this. He's down to 3rd from where he started, 2nd in the Red Bull. It's Toro Rosso against Red Bull for 3rd place, the final podium position. And Skivan up in the Ferrari in 2nd place. Is he going to pit? We're not sure at the moment. Well, really, is it time that he does pit? He's not. He's getting good life out of those tyres as Eagle Killer sets the fastest lap of the race in the McLaren Honda, a 1:31.4, as he sprints off into the distance in this race. Eagle Killer, my son, you just take care out there. You just take care out there at the front. If any back markers come towards you, don't try and force your way by. You've got no pressure from behind, and that's what the McLaren team will be saying to him. As Matt Meerkat, well, I don't know what he's doing right close to the pit wall there, because Ash Richardson wasn't as close. But I think his next battle trackers there was Jacob Stowe. So not Jacob Stowe, XXOTG in Toro Rosso has finally pitted. And that puts Cherry 2 Pie up to 9th place in the Renault. And Skivan has got another 3-second time penalty for warnings. What are you doing, man? If you pit and you come out within the midfield, you're going to have to pull out a serious gap to them. and manage your tyres well, because those penalties can make a difference to your position, and the difference in position will make a difference in your championship. You're not failing to take advantage of Shamassi's other tendencies, Skivan, whilst Ash Richardson, who's still believing he can win the championship, is currently P6. That's only 8 points for the Renault driver, as he's chasing Red Matt now around the 200R. And it's a little bit calmer out on track now, thank goodness, because I'm sure if there was going to be constant wheel-to-wheel racing and banging and spinning and in the gravel everywhere, clap, clap, oh, oh, you really don't know what to do. All the fans would have had heart attacks out here in Japan, but that's not the case. They're enjoying the race right now, and tension is only ever rising, as we've still got 10 laps to go in this fantastic Japanese Grand Prix. Skivan has finally pitted in the Ferrari. He's dropped down to 4th. He'll soon be dropping down to 5th as Red Matt passes the pit wall, and Ash Richardson turned the Renault. In fact, they are going to be, no, they're not going to be close. They have passed the Ferrari, but it's close. Has Tin got past? Yes, Tin and the Williams got past with Jacob Stowe and Skivan. Jacob has got ahead of his teammate Skivan. However, Skivan is on fresh super soft tyres. Jacob Stowe is on soft tyres, so there's going to be a difference in pace, but of course the championship says the difference in skill these Ferrari drivers have. Jacob Stowe is, yes, he's the one to run, but soon enough I'm sure Skivan will be the one quicker, and Sergio Marchionne is going to get on the phone to the pit wall and ask Riccio or Riva Bene to speak to the engineers of the two drivers and say, please swap places if you can. We need as many points in the construction show as possible, and Jacob Stowe runs slightly wide here in Japan, just under the bridge. And is Skivan going to try around the outside? It's not the comeback, it's on the comeback's on, the comeback's on! Skivan is wheel to wheel now with his teammate Jacob Stowe. I can't even cough up the words now, it's impossible. Ferrari, wheel to wheel here, 200R. Now Skivan's got the inside lines going to the curves. Oh, he's forced his teammate off the track. And as we see there on the pit wall, Mauricio Riva banging his fist on the table. It's like, what are you doing, Skivan? If you want to make the move, you've got to do it cleanly. And as in Sector 1, Looney 8 has lost it just before the Dunlop curve at the end of the S's. So that's going to bring out yellow flags there. But then again, it doesn't make too much difference in terms of track position, because you can't overtake the yellow flags. Matt Mirka has made a third stop and he's on super softs again, so he must have made a mistake somewhere out there. He was running in the top 3, on for a podium, and now all hopes of that are absolutely shattered for the Force India driver. No one expected that to happen. Poor Matt Mirka, after Ash Richardson spun him around at the hairpin, and he's going to be having some serious words after the race. And yes, he may need to go in a cool-down room, but it's going to take a while for him to cool down. He'll be absolutely hot-headed in that Force India. The sharp teeth on that Pink Panther are not going to be very happy at all at Force India. While Pit Matt, as we go further on to the 200R, Pit Matt is right on the back of Julian T395 for second place. He's in the Toro Rosso, Julian in the Red Bull. Both of them are on the medium tyres. It's going to be very, very close here as they're onto the bank straight, the back stretch as they call it. Matt Mirka has now set the fastest lap in the Force India. Shame you don't get extra points for that, but never mind. Coming down around the 130R. Pit Matt on the back of Julian 2395 to go into the chicane, and Pit Matt got his entry a little bit compromised there, and Julian, he can stay in front. Pit Matt, yes, he's going to have the DRS, but it doesn't appear he's going to make a lot of difference. He's still half a second off him, as you can see there on the timing screens next to you on the left of your screen. He can't get close enough to let the slipstream take effect, and into turn 1 it's still Julian 2395 in the Red Bull. He's in second place, and Pit Matt right behind is in third place, whilst at the front Diesel Killer doing an absolutely fantastic job for the McLaren Honda on Honda's home turf here in Japan. He's now 14.1 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. This is only his second race of the season, and in his only race that he did, which was let's just find out what it was again. It was Monza, where he came 5th in that dramatic race, 5th in the wet, and it looks like he's going to win here in the drive. I don't want to commentate. It's Kirsten now, Skivan. If we go to Skivan here in the Degnus, he's right behind the Williams, the Team BDB. He managed to take advantage of his teammate because because Jacob Stowe could not get past the Williams, and now into the hairpin. Skivan, he's made the move on to BDV, the Williams, as the front Williams now will be pretty annoyed that he's lost the battle to one Ferrari, whereas Ricciardo, even many would be like, yeehaw! Oh no, sorry, that's Italian, but whatever it is, I don't know very much Italian. But we'll all be cheering now at Ferrari. Skivan now, he's going to head and set off now to catch one of his rivals for the championship, Ash Richardson in the Renault. We've seen battles here before between Ferrari and Renault, although they've not exactly ended in the most fairy tales of ways, or even the most exciting of ways, I should say, because of course it's never going to be a fairy tale for both of them, is it? As Matt Meerkat has now, he's crashed on the Dunlop curve up the hill, similar to the place where Jules Bianchi crashed in 2014. That's where he's crashed, and he's broke his front wheel, and that's a real shame for Matt Meerkat. He was looking so well for a podium here at Suzuka. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's a very, very poor result for Force India, as that's no points for the Pink Panthers. That's a real shame. I can't imagine what he must be feeling right now. As you see, he gets out of the car there. The marshals tried to comfort him, but Matt, he just wants to be left alone for the moment. At least it's only a short walk back to the motorhome in the paddock. He'll be very uncomfortable. Skivan has got another 3-second time penalty. It's penalties galore here for the Ferrari driver. So, if he catches Ash Richardson, he's going to have to pull out an almighty gap to the Renault, because I haven't noticed any penalties for Ash Richardson appear on my screen. Meanwhile, further forward, Pitmat has not got any closer to Julian in his Toro Rosso towards the Red Bull. As the field now is slightly more spread out, so I can give you a rundown now on the current order. Starting from pole position and now currently leading the race on lap 21 is Deagle Killer in the McLaren, although he's just got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Although it doesn't look like it make a lot of difference. He's currently 15 seconds clear of the field now. And then second place, who started the race second, is also Julian 2395 in the Red Bull. Behind him it's Pitmat in the Scuderia Toro Rosso. In fourth place after starting seventh, it's Red Matt in the Haas Ferrari car. Can't speak properly. It's been absolute drama in this race. Fifth place is Ash Richardson. Sixth place, catching up to the Renault in fact, is Skivan in the Ferrari. Behind him it's Team BDV in the Williams Martini racing car, and right behind him, just winning half a second, is Jacob Stowe. Although yellow flags for that Force India of Matt Meerkat meant he could not go full throttle up the hill. He had to be very careful there. Jacob Stowe currently in 8th place on the Williams. Further back, it's Cherry Tupai in the Renault. Although we're not going to cut there. We're going to watch Jacob Stowe on the back of Team BDV. If we stick to that, I'll just give you the rundown of the rest of the field as we watch Jacob Stowe on the back of Team BDV. We've got Cherry Tupai in the Renault in 9th place, down 3 places from 6th where he started. He was looking on for a better result than 9th, although it's not exactly looking like it at the moment. And in 10th place, the final points position is XXOTG in Toro Rosso, and in 11th place in the other Haas is Enrico Flan, who is 20.6 seconds off the full field. Not a good race for him at all, as a season really for Enrico Flan. This has not been the best seasons at all. But further up the order, it appears Skivan has actually got past the Renault of Ash Richardson. I didn't see it, I was giving you a rundown, but now Ash Richardson is looking to take the place back up into 5th. No, he has not got it back. The Ferrari is still in front. I really do apologise. I missed that. I don't know if you saw it on your screen, but I didn't see it on mine. Must have been a temporary glitch on my screen here. But Skivan has got ahead of the Renault and already on the Dunlop hill. Look at him pulling away. Watching that Ferrari go, it's like watching a rocket blast off into space. It just, from a ginormous piece of machinery right towards you, and then in a few seconds it's a little dot in the sky. That's like the Ferrari is now almost a little dot on the track for Ash Richardson, that he can go pedal to the metal, pedal to the floor, straight through around his 200R, and the rest of the 5 laps as we have remaining for this race, as they are about to start, as Deagle Killer now in the McLaren rounds the final chicane, and he's about to go on to lap 23 of 27 here. And Pitman now is in a much closer position to Julian 2395. He's very close to the chicane. He's not got it too bad on the exit. Here we go, then round in the final corner. Final right-hander, he's got the DRS open, but it appears the acceleration of that Red Bull has just been quick on their pit mat. He is closing in slightly, he is closing in. Is Julian going to make a mistake here under pressure? No, he's not. They both hit the apex here at turn 1, as Jacob Stowe, meanwhile, has got DRS on the Williams, although for some reason he's not using it. He hasn't pressed his button in the Ferrari. What's going on? Press the button, my son, Jesus. Oh, he's still going to end up in. No, he's not. It was very close. I didn't expect him to go deep into that gap there. It wasn't a huge gap, as Team VDV manages to hold on to 7th place. Although now it's going absolutely wild. Claire Williams will be watching this at home with a, with her baby. I can't remember if it's a daughter or son, but who cares? She'll be watching this at home, and she'll be absolutely screaming with excitement for her driver, Tim BDV. And like, come on, hold on to 7th place. You started 10th, you're 7th. This is what we want from you, my boy. Come on, Tim BDV, you can do it in the Williams. Like Jacob Doe in the Ferrari is certainly not giving up. He's not giving up at all. As Skivan is catching red mats, has Ferrari. We've got the manufacturer Ferrari, and we've got the customer Ferrari, which is the Haas American racing team. They got the American Dream in Australia in 2016, but here is Supreme Racing League Chan. It's not quite the American Dream they were after, with one of the cars right at the back. But meanwhile, Pitmat again is on the back of Julian here, coming into turn 1. Is he going to make the move? No, he's not. He's too far back once again. And he's gone wide, he's missed the apex on the first corner. And Julian, he's still in 2nd place. Oh my God, it's even with 4 laps to go, including this, her racing is not over wherever you are on the track. As Skivan now is less than a second behind Redmat. There's also further back Jacob Stowe in the other Ferrari battling the Williams. He's not giving up either on 7th place. Skivan wants to make the move up to 4th. And as it stands now with the championship, Skivan will go on to 146 points. Matt Meerkat will stay on 164. Ash Richardson, he will go from 173 points to 181. And Pitmat, who's currently 3rd, will go from 178 points to 193. And at the moment, Shimasi is still leading the championship right now. Even though he's not in attendance in his McLaren Honda. Who cares? He might be watching this wherever he is, and he'll be like, "Go on, Deagle Killer, you do the job here at McLaren." And meanwhile, I'll just sit here and watch Noble take this championship away from me, because that is mine, boy. That is my championship. As rounding now the 130R is Skivan on Redmat. I think it's just a battle to watch now, as Pitmat has dropped back from Julian. Skivan on the red super sauce, Redmat on the yellow sauce. Here we go then. DRS for Skivan. He's opened it on like a team out on the last lap. Manufacturer Ferrari versus customer Ferrari. He's getting very close and he has to dodge a bit of lag there. Here we go, coming into turn 1. Skivan, he's got the inside. He hugs the inside. He's taken position from the Haas. He's got his exit a little bit wide, or he's going to hold on to it. Going into the S, is on the inside. And there's the move. 4th place at the moment for Skivan. Although we've got to see what happens at the end with all penalties. While Tim BDV and Jacob Stowe battling. Oh my God, good into the S's. He got very close then out to turn 1, so he heard the crowds roaring away in excitement of what's going to happen. We don't know if they're going to go crash bang off the track. Oh man, this is absolutely insane stuff. Both Ferraris racing their hearts out here in Japan. Oh my God, this is absolutely fantastic. It's just a titanic battle, really. The Ferraris having to make their way up the order, as Jacob Stowe started the race from 9th and Skivan started it from P15. 9th and 15th is not a familiar place for the Ferraris to start, as Tim BDV in, and Jacob Stowe on the excellent hairpin coming into the 200R. Jacob Stowe is on the inside of the Red Bull. Is he going to get through this side by side? Coming and spin the curves. Jacob's on the outside. Tim Minimi on the inside, Jacob's gone off the track, Tin holds the inside and keeps 7th place in the Williams. Oh my god, this is absolutely brilliant. We don't know what's going to happen, although Jacob Stowe, he's in a slipstream of the Williams. He's not going to give up around the 130R, he keeps his pedal to the floor, and we go into the chicane now. Tim Minimi holds the inside, no, and he touch, Jacob Stowe has lost part of his front wing. This is going absolutely wild, and as you can tell, I'm losing my voice because of this. Oh my god, wow, it's a fantastic battle, and it's not over yet. Going into turn 1 is Jacob Stowe in the Ferrari. Yes, he's a bit further back than he was going into the spoons, and in the spoon, not the spoons, the S's now. In the S's, he can't make the move because there's still yellow flags because of a bit of debris from that Meerkats Force India earlier. Wowee, what a race we're having here in Japan. I knew it was going to be a good race right from the start as we got into the crucial stage of the championship, but I did not expect it to be this action-packed. And I tell you what, I'm going to be watching this race back so many times because I have never been so excited commentating on a Formula 1 League race as much as I have tonight. Thank you to all the drivers in Supreme Racing League. You've been amazing, as now we are on the final lap of this race. Deagle Killer in the McLaren Honda, round in the first corner, almost 17 seconds ahead from the pack. He's done a fine job today in the McLaren. Yes, it's not over yet, but it almost is. He just needs to keep his head smooth. He's got no back markers on track anywhere near him. And Skivan, he's managed to pass Red Matt somehow. Oh no, wait, he did that earlier. See, I'm losing it all now. I don't even know where we're at. This race has been one of the best of all that Supreme Racing League PS4 division has had to offer. And as we come up now towards the end of this race, who are you going to vote for driver of the day? We're going to have Deagle Killer, who's an amazing drive up front, keeping it calm, keeping it cool, and doing a fantastic job for Honda, McLaren, and all the Japanese fans who came out to see this Dutchman driving the McLaren. They'll be so happy as he's only got 4 corners to go as he goes up the hill on the back stretch towards the 130 yards. No other battles wheel to wheel on track right now, so we watch here now in the final few corners as Deagle Killer set to take his first win in the Supreme Racing League division. He goes right, he goes left at the final chicane, round the final corner. The Japanese Grand Prix, Supreme Racing League, PS4 division, your winner is Deagle Killer in the McLaren. Well done, my boy. That is a fantastic drive in the McLaren. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back as we see they're all the McLaren team jumping for joy. And they'll be certainly supporting in Japan tonight as second across the line. 15 seconds behind is Julian, and then followed, so rounding off the podium is Pit Matt. Now, one of the nominations for driver of the day, without a doubt, is Kivan finishing 4th and 15th. And now, although he has dropped to 5th because of his penalties, as Red Matt now inherits 4th place. Ash Richardson now, he'll be slightly disappointed with his performance here, as he finishes only 6th after starting 5th in his Renault. Tin VDV holds off Jacob Stowe, as Jacob Stowe made a slight mistake on the penultimate lap. He finishes 8th as Jacob. 9th place is Cherry 2 Pie. Crossing the line a lap down was Enrico Flam in the Haas. As we have now, round in the final corner, XXOTG in the Toro Rosso, and he finishes 10th in his Toro Rosso. And oh my god, I think I'm going to have to go for a lie down after this race, because this was absolute mayhem here at Suzuka. As we now come to watch our drivers head onto the podium. After a nice fresh relax, here we go there, as a very jumping for joy, Deagle Killer, I even forgot his name there, and Julian in the Red Bull is very happy too, but no one's as happy as Deagle Killer. Your first win, my friend, in Supreme Racing League this season for McLaren in only his 2nd race in this championship. What a result, and it's a Dutch 1-2, so the Netherlands will be very proud to watch this race as well. And doing Britain proud, the best British driver is Pit Matt in the Toro Rosso. Well done, boys. And look, there's been a heck of a lot of penalties here. Cherry 2 Pie, 16 seconds worth of penalties, although it didn't make any difference to his position, surprisingly, as the only driver to not have any positions out, and once that finished the race, is Team VDV, Williams racing driver. He's at 3 places from 10th, so he's also a nomination to give to Driver of the Day. Although my Driver of the Day here in Japan is Deagle Killer in a McLaren. Fantastic race as the McLaren driver. Will he be at America next week at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas? We hope so, and we also hope you are too. We hope you've enjoyed this Japanese Grand Prix, and we'll see you next week in the United States when Supreme Racing League PS4 returns.